Hey everyone, this is Nitro. So in today's live stream, I am going to be going over the finals match between Roylee and TheLastGame. So presumably the last game will be controlled by ElwinLiana once again. As for Roylee, I actually don't know who is controlling Roylee's account. In terms of the aids or gambling, the odds are insane. There's over 15,000 tickets put on Roylee and only 3,600 put on TheLastGame. So it's overwhelmingly everyone thinks Roylee's gonna win. If TheLastGame wins, the people who bet on him are going to make a ton. And of course, it's worth mentioning is if TheLastGame actually wins, if you calculate this out, 15,541 times 150,000 gold, we're looking at over 2 billion gold disappearing from all the player accounts in total. It's like 2.3 billion, which is insane. But I don't think Roylee is gonna throw this match or purposely try to throw it, so it makes sense that everyone bet on Roylee. So the match, there's still some time till the match begins, which is going to be in another, I guess, minute and a half. And there may be a little bit of a wait before the pick ban phase starts. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, I can collect my weekly bursting heart keys. Oh, I still have to finish 3 time refs. So something for me to do after this. In any case. Let's see. Actually, while I'm waiting, might as well get a few things done. Use up my last burger, and then farm the materials I need to upgrade Ariane Rod for the 3 daily runs. So let's see, which is Seal of Judgment. Let's just get that done, because I might forget later otherwise. 3 time riff runs complete. Few more days and I'll have Ariane Rod finished up in her holy class, and then I can start upgrading her to Lancer. That. I only had 1 burger left anyways, P-Guy, and I already used it up, so I'm out of stamina. Alright. So the match should begin very, very shortly. So let's see.
The era of metal has begun, and metal shall prevail.
I don't see it.
What they have done.
Let's go out and go back in. There we go. So let's click the spectate. Yes, it's fully expected for Roylee to win. There's like nobody who doesn't think he'll win.
To these creatures, there is but one thing left to do. Heavy metal.
I'm actually going to increase the font size a bit, because, let's see, that might make it easier for me to read. So yeah, we're waiting for people to join right now. Waiting for players to enter. And that's usually why I start the stream at 5, because it usually takes the players a little bit to join as well. There we go. So now they've joined. Match starts in the minute 30. So yeah, it's safe to actually start this stream at 5 rather than 5 minutes early. I very much doubt it. we saw the last game change his Landius to Lancer class as well. So yes, I mean Lancer Landius does have to worry about Reen and maybe Deedlit, but you avoid trouble with Ariane Rod. So, you know, if you already ban Reen anyways, it's not hard to throw in a ban on Deedlit too. Granted, the last game does have 3, right? Reen, Leonhardt, and Deedlit, but still. We'll see what happens. Yeah, B-Guy has pretty good answers. Roylee does know what he's doing, but it's just a fact that there's a lot of different people playing his account. So let's see what happens. I mean, the last game does have 3 infantry characters in his party, right? Reen, once again, it's Reen, Leonhard, and Deedlit. So the 3 different characters could counter that Lancer Landius. We'll see. Merad, this is the finals match. So no, his alt account is no longer in the tournament. These are the only 2 players left. So Landius first, Illustrial and Deedlit ban. Given the map, makes sense. Get rid of the extremely high mobility in zone control Illustrial, and Deedlit as the infantry slash secondary healer slash gospel user. It could be. This very much could be, Marvin. But it'll depend very much on this pick ban, so we'll see. Well, a significant number of maps are pretty good for Illustrial, to be fair, B-Guy. So, an early Licorice. Interesting. Why? Instead of Yusuke followed by one of the infantry characters. Why Licorice so early? Oh, Bozol and Ares are both banned. So there is no faction buffer for Licorice. But it is possible to throw in, let's say, Deedlit as the infantry gospel character or whatever. So let's see what the last game will do here. I very much thought he would go for Yusuke followed by an infantry character. So this early Licorice is a huge surprise. Roylee has stuck with his exact same pick ban, Ariane Rod second. But he's facing against a Lancer Landius, so that's a bit of a surprise. To go for Ariane Rod instead of, let's say, Reen. The last game throws in Leonhard, so there's the infantry character. Not banning Yusuke and choosing to play Rachel. So it's allowing Leonhard to get a faction buff now. I suppose it's because there's 4 different characters that can buff up Leonhard at this point, right? Liana Gospel, Deedlit Gospel, Wilder Strengthen, Yusuke faction buff. So getting rid of some more damage dealers, right? Angelina and whatnot. It's not a bad choice. Okay, on Roylee's side, I completely missed who he got banned. No, Roylee just has 1 owner. I just know that Roylee's account gets played by multiple players. Because, well, I talk to people. That's pretty much it. So Dietlit and Liana, the two gospel characters, are the final band. Roylee plays Waller. Zerda and Iris band. And Iris gets played on the last game side. So this is going to be a very standard style for both sides. ElwinLiana is trying to be aggressive on his team, and Roylee is inherently playing a defensive strategy yet again. So one guy taking the offense, one guy playing defense, which is really Roylee's favorite style of play. And he ends up with a final pick of Reen instead of Bozo. That's interesting. I'm not going to say it's wrong, it's just interesting. So there is no faction buff for either Reen or Arianrod, but there is Gospel on Rachel, for example. There can be Strengthen on Waller, so there are ways to give them both attack increases. So what we'll get to see here is, will ElwinLiana get some luck triggers with mobility buffs and so on to push in super aggressively early on? Or will Roylee's defensive positioning allow him to come out on top? Let's see what happens. What I'm particularly interested in is to see whether Leonhard can do well or not here. As an interesting note, I should also mention, my channel has gotten 2 subscribers, surprisingly. I didn't expect it, so I want to thank the 2 subscribers right now. The first one is Fusion, and the second one was... let me see... Crap, I was chatting with the second one on my channel, the name has just disappeared from my mind. I'm gonna have to log into my account to check. Oh man. That's embarrassing. Oh, Dylan, that's right. So, surprisingly 2 subscribers. And yeah, so they've finally finished their pick of soldiers and skills. Let's take a look. So, faction buff, Peace of Mind, Indomitable, Standard Landius, Infantry Soldiers with Lancer, Landius, Highland Warriors on the Leonhard. This Leonhard is bringing Instant Transfer, Fusion Dark Emperor Sword, and Detect to disable enemy passives. An interesting combo choice. Roylee changed to a Cavalry Landius! Huh! So, as someone has mentioned, there is a Cavalry Landius in the field. This has made Leonhard significantly less useful. Right? So Roylee saw that the last game, or ElwinLiana, was running 3 infantry characters and changed the Landius class. Alright. So that was an interesting choice. And what else? Licorice is bringing the double AoE version with Demonic Advance again. No faction buff. Iris has Dolly here. So... no, that's an interesting choice, right? Dolly providing healing but not removing any debuffs, since there is Reen after all. So let's take a look at Roylee's side in the meantime. So the Cavalry Landius switch is very interesting. To me anyways. We have a Waller with Strengthen, High Stakes, and Dispel. Interestingly, Waller chose to strengthen Landius to start instead of Reen or Arianrod, but that's fine too. Gospel, Dark Reaper, Lightning Strike, so double single target strikes. The Lightning Strike won't be all that useful though, given that this is not a Cavalry Landius. But we'll see how that works out for him. So maybe the Lightning Strike was the wrong selection. I'm sure he brought it just in case because he didn't know if ElwinLiana would continue to use Lancer Landius. After all, he might have changed to a Cavalry Landius as well. So he was covering his bases, right? Reen as the infantry class character, Rachel with the Lightning Strike. Either way, someone would have a class advantage against this Landius. And Reen, of course, standard build. So, there is, as I mentioned, the two buffs, the Gospel buff and the Strengthen buff to keep both Reen and Arianrod both usable. And now he stacked Gospel on top of Landius too. Interesting. What's very interesting to me is he used Gospel first before moving Landius. That's a little bit of a mistake, I think. He should have had Landius act first, right? Oh well. Oh, it's because of the Licorice teleportation forward. So he wanted to make sure Landius is protected from this Licorice, right? Since Licorice got teleported forward, so you can move 1, 2, 3, then AoE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, maybe. But there was still that opportunity for Landius to move back here and be out of range, so I'm not sure. Yeah. Not sure I understood this early Gospel. I would have just moved Landius back here right away, and then faction buffed, rather than Gospel with Rachel. Each to their own. Okay. Yeah, that's why I was surprised by the Strengthen as well. I would have thought he would strengthen Arianrod or Reen, you know, instead of strengthening Landius. Regardless, I think Roylee might not have expected ElwinLiana to push in this aggressively right away. So, in any case, alright. So, Licorice launches out the Dark Dragon's Breath after the teleportation, debuffing Arianrod, Waller, as well as Reen. Getting that initial damage hit in right away. So Landius did move back initially and activate Peace of Mind to guard everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Leonhard could charge forward, I guess, maybe, and launch out the Fusion Dark Emperor Sword and then single target, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. Reen, retreat back, Spirit Unification. Got some self-healing as well with that. So he's pretty much back to full health. Yes, he has 2 debuffs, but the 2 debuffs weren't big ones. Defense decrease and damage taken increase. Oh. Waller is taken out by this AoE. Just like that. And a lot of dispels. Oh! The second AoE finishes off Arianrod. So 2 characters down, just like that. Oomph. And also, Landius does not have the high stakes buff, the Desperate Prayer buff. Neither of them do. The Demon Slayer removed a lot of those buffs as well. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So not only did Waller die, the buffs got removed, and it was the critical buffs too. The critical ones, as I said. Ooh. Landius moves up. The only one that actually has Desperate Prayer right now is just Reen. That was rough. Well, it's just the first match. It's not guaranteed that Roylee will lose. Right? Especially if Roylee decides to stop using Ariane Rod. Right? The as I said, the Ariane Rod second pick against such a heavy infantry party was kind of questionable. But Roylee did stick with his standard strategy for this first match, so... Licorice, tossing out the second AoE. Right. Dark Despair. Can Reen make a difference in this? This is what it's gonna probably come down to. If Reen can make the difference in this fight... After all, this is also a Lancer. So, Reen could do a lot of damage to it, potentially. Termination / Dawn. Will clocks activate? He's gonna need some activations of clocks and so on, or similar stuff. No clocks. Peace of Mind on Landius is now guarding Licorice. And then the Dolly teleportation of Iris to heal. So, still a chance, depending on the luck with Reen, as I mentioned, right? If he can get some more debuffs, like heal reversals going on these characters. But this is a very, very bad situation for Roylee, regardless, right? Gospel is about to wear off. The immunity to all debuffs, because he used it too early. So once that wears off, the Dark Tincture from Yusuke can apply Cannot Be Healed onto Landius as well. Rachel runs in. 3 range attack with Dark Reaper. Heals up Rachel to full. Pretty much. But Yusuke has the opportunity to use Dark Tincture here. Well, to be fair, it wasn't just Leonhard alone. Licorice did quite a bit with her AoE too. The teleported Licorice forward with Dark Dragon's Breath had a huge impact. Here's the second attack, and it was a line attack. The debuffs... Well, he got a mobility down on Yusuke. -2 mobility. But he didn't get really the especially key one. He also got a heal prevention on Landius. But I would say it's not exactly the ones he was looking for, the ideal ones. Let's see. Yusuke can still move 2 tiles and attack 3 tiles. So right now, these characters are out of range. So, saved in that sense. Rachel now has an opportunity to reactivate Gospel on Landius. But yeah, the 3 range Rachel is definitely helping Roylee here. As did the mobility decrease. So, the opportunity to reactivate Gospel right now. I feel like this Landius positioning was a mistake though. And it was a mistake because if Landius was placed here, Reen could melee attack this Landius. With where he is placed, or if this... yeah, we'll see. After all, Rachel will probably Gospel here. Landius may move up like this, and then Reen may move up to here and attack. So there are still options. So it should probably, that's probably what I'm expecting to happen. Rachel, Gospel. Then Landius, probably move up. Then Reen, attack. In melee. Ooh. He moved Landius first. So Yusuke now gets the opportunity to Dark Tinker. Oh wait. No, he doesn't. 2 movements. He can move here. He can't move into these tiles. There's no actual way for Yusuke to attack right now. That was smart on Roylee's side. He located the fact that Yusuke can't move far enough to attack. But I still don't think this positioning of Landius was the best option. Because Reen has no real way to melee strike right now. Or rather, Reen can't melee strike and be guarded by Landius, is what I mean. So, I don't like the way where he put Landius. Moving Landius first was a very smart move, but moving Landius to that specific tile was questionable. Okay. He had Reen attack, which is very, very dangerous. In my opinion. Because Licorice could move up 1, range attack, then Yusuke can move up 2, and Dark Tinker attack. Right? Landius' guard is down right now. Uh-oh. Let's see what happens here. As I said, I think this is a very dangerous situation for Roylee. So there's 2 more attacks coming right now. And I don't think... There's no way Reen should be able to survive 2 strikes. So yeah, I think Roylee, it's over. Well, it was over after turn 1 anyways. But now it's 100% over. For this first match. Wow. Lancer Landius just tanking all the damage. And here's the Dark Tinker on Reen. Oh, he survived! But Leonhard finishes. So, it's still 5 against 2 now. And Roylee concedes. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to turn on the banter. There's a reason I don't. So, first match taken by ElwinLiana with a very, very well played strategy. I actually miscounted Licorice there. I did not see Licorice's AoE. I didn't see Dark Dragon's Breath hitting the whole party of Roylee on that first turn. But well played, well done on ElwinLiana's side. So now we're into match 2. Juggler bans to start. Interestingly enough, Roylee chose to remove Licorice and bring Leonhard. Not sure I agree with that one. There were other characters he could remove, like Arianrod, rather than Licorice. Yeah. I feel like Arianrod is the more useless character in this match, given that there's Reen and Leonhardt and Dietlet. So I don't like that. I don't like that removal. I really don't. And now, yep, Leonhardt definitely won that first match. Well, Leonhardt and Licorice and Iris, that combo. It wasn't Leonhardt alone. He needed all three at the start to get that to happen. But yeah, very nice blitz strategy by ElwinLiana just now. Ariana Grande? Arianrod, whatever. So, gives her off Rachel. An interesting band there. Yeah, I'm curious. I have to say, I'm curious why Roylee is leaving Arianrod, given he knows he's facing a Lancer Landius. Oh well. Bozo. Early Bozo pick this time. Interesting. So since Licorice was banned to start, an early Bozo pick. Angelina and Zerda. I don't think Roylee is throwing. That was honestly a very well-planned strategy by ElwinLiana, and no mistakes were made at all. He launched out that first turn AoE with Licorice, Dark Dragon's Breath, and then followed it up with Leonhardt doing double AoE. So that was purposely planned and fully intended. He even built the Demon Slayer for the extra dispels and so on. So, Roylee Zerda as a third pick. Wyler and Liana ban. Ares! Ooh, a third pick Ares! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Roylee has no real faction buffing going on anymore. No Gospels, no Strengthens for Reen. And frankly speaking, I really question that second pick Reen as well. Because once again, he regardless, it's done. This looks, yeah, I'm worried about this one. Looking at the pick band so far, I'm worried. Both sides have Iris. But I feel like ElwinLiana has the better party. Arianrod once again. Well, that one was almost forced. Illustrial is not that great on Floating Courtyard. The only tiles that she can attack and ignore guard is in the center. So that was a reasonable one. Arianrod picked there. And especially since the last game no longer has any infantry class characters here. Interestingly enough, he did have the opportunity to play Deedlit, but he chose Yusuke instead. Deedlit was an option there just now. So I'm a little bit surprised there, not choosing to play Deedlit and choosing Yusuke instead. Let's see what happens. I believe this choice here is for a second attacker to help demolish Landius, because Deedlit as infantry class can't really do that much to Landius, right? Especially a cavalry Landius. So I think that was the reason. Okay. Infantry Deedlit just fails against cavalry Landius. It's just that simple. So I think this pick was for that. The drawback of this is it does allow Arianra to roam freely. So yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, I was very surprised by subbing out Licorice. Like, throwing in Leonhard made a lot of sense, but I really questioned the sub out of Licorice. Could have subbed out Illustrial, as we said. Yeah. Right now, well, yeah, Zerda is the win condition. There are multiple AoEs though to help assist, so you can weaken characters and make them more easy to kill. And the other factor of this fight is if ElwinLiana charges Ares in and it can't retreat, he might have the opportunity to kill it right away. Right, so let's see. So far, we've seen ElwinLiana just play very aggressive assault strategies. So if he does that again, there might be an opportunity for Roylee to get a free kill and then make a comeback in the second match. We'll see. Okay, Ares went for an AoE version. This is not a single target Ares. So AoE Ares, Bozo with faction buff, Black Hole and Sleep. And yeah. Oh, Iris did not bring guard. So there's no way to prevent Landius from getting cannot be healed. Can't say that's a wrong move, because dealing with Ares' AoEs does require 2 heals. So in that sense, this Landius is kind of offered as a sacrifice. But we'll see what happens. When you have only one healer in the first place, it's very difficult to keep your tank alive. You generally need like a double healer strategy to keep your tanks alive. Okay, so Arianra brought Templar Knights. Landius brought Royal Calv for this fight instead of infantry. And yeah. And Rin has Steelwing Warriors yet again. It's a matter of attack versus survivability, right? Using Ashen Hero does make a tankier Rin. So you're assuming that Rin is here for debuff rather than damage. It's not, you can't say it's wrong, right? Going for a defensive Rin to survive because you're using him for debuffs. But yeah. Especially in this kind of situation where he doesn't have any faction buff for these heroes anyways. Well, honestly, I think everyone's run out of enchants at this point. Not very many people have that many enchants. When you have, what, 3 heroes to build in the past month? There was Licorice, there was Arianrod, and there was Reen. There's only so many SSR scrolls you can have. Yeah. B-Guy, I mean, I support what B-Guy said here. You can't say it's wrong to go Ashen Hero. Either class is kind of viable. Yeah, I really do think Roylee just ran out of enchants. There's only so many you can get. So let's see how this will play out at this point. This is dangerous. It really, really is. For Roylee. There is, as others said, you know, with Zerda being able to assassinate characters, there is that win condition for sure. Although Zerda's assassination should probably only be able to kill Ares and Bozel, there's no way it can kill this 914 defense Yusuke. Iris too, actually. So there are 3 characters Zerda can assassinate. Yusuke would be a problem to deal with, but that will depend on what happens. Interesting. He moved Reen back to Spirit Unification in this tile. Doesn't this offer Ares a character to kill? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So he is offering Ares for. Sorry, he is offering Reen for Ares to kill. A trade. And the question is, will Ares take it? But actually, this Ares doesn't have a single target strike either. It has Wind Whisper, so actually, I'm not sure if Ares goes for a single target strike, he can actually kill Reen. A skill, you know, Ares without an attack skill, striking this Reen. It's gonna be interesting. Oh, making use of Sturmlance as a mobility skill, shifting Arianrod down to the south. Huh. Yeah, without Noble Charge, I don't think he can kill it either. So, bait is what that was. If Ares had a Noble Charge, then I would say definite kill. But without it, I think this is a bait move. He's trying to bait this Ares to come in and then be killed. Bozel teleported forward. Making the first move. ElwinLiana once again. I think it's time for Zerda to Bloodthirster. Unless, yeah, because if you send Zerda forward to attack, you might be able to kill this Bozel, but then Ares will get to kill your Zerda. So that's not a way to win. So yeah, Bloodthirster is the way to go. Especially since there is at risk to teleport this Zerda to attack any other character. So let's see what Bozel does. And what debuffs Bozel applies, most importantly. So what I'm expecting here is Bozel to hit probably Iris with an AoE, damaging these 3, and then Ares can move in. The thing is, actually, Arianrod is kind of out of this fight with where she's placed. She can only move 3, so it's going to be trouble for her to actually get properly in. I mean, Grand Cross has that 3 block range. That's not very far. So it won't be able to hit both Ares and Bozel. Yeah, so right now, Arianrod is actually out of this fight. That Sturmland's down, split up his characters, but the flip side is, it's out of the fight. Ooh, that might have been a move that causes him the match. That Sturmland South. Oh, I think Iris is dead. With Bozel tossing out a black hole, Iris is dead. So there goes the healer of Roylee's party. Oh no. Things are looking very gloomy. Oh my. Reen might not die, but if Iris is dead... Oh no, Iris got to move first. I missed that one. So Iris actually acted first. Iris didn't act yet, sorry. So she got to self-heal. An interesting choice there, using heal instead of mass heal. But I think he's saving mass heal for the following turn. Oh, sleep on Reen, allowing for a follow-up strike. Yeah, and like I said, Arianrod is currently completely out of the fight, having been shifted down to the bottom. So what will Roylee do? Roylee has tough decisions to make. Does Iris heal or does Zerda kill? And the choice was for Zerda to kill. Which means Ares gets the opportunity to attack Zerda. Or actually, Yusuke does. Down goes Zerda. Okay, I missed that one. Wow. Yusuke moved that far? From here, he moved all the way here to attack. Trouble. Another very well-planned attack there by ElwinLiana, right? He forced very tough decisions on Roylee just now. Oh! Another move I didn't predict or see happening. Teleported Arianrod to bring her into the fight. This should take out the oh, it didn't. This did not take out the first life of Landius. The 963 defense of Landius was too tough. He tanked that hit. One, two, three, four. Interesting. So, quite a few trading of blows so far. But the end result so far is Zerda was killed for Bozel. So it's 4v4. Dolly teleport forward, healing, and so on. Rin now has the opportunity to start debuffing like crazy on the enemy. And this Landius has not died yet. But Roylee has to be worried about having his Cavalry Landius engage this Lancer Landius. So what is he gonna do? Is Iris gonna move up and heal first? Oh no, no. Oh, actually, first action has gone to the last game. So yes, Landius gets killed for the first time. And there's the Iris heal on Landius. A whole bunch of healing effects applied onto Rin. So he should now start getting healed up a lot. Now that he's survived, between his talent, between the hit point restoration, as well as the Iris buff, this Rin should be brought to very healthy very soon. This is gonna get interesting. Oh, I think it's over. With this move, blocking him from moving in any further. Yeah, this Yusuke move was deadly. Moving into this tile here. And being guarded by Landius. But there's the Rin response initially, and some healing. Oh, heal reversal was applied, as well as heal prevention on Ares. Landius got cannot be healed, and Yusuke also got heal reversal. Oh, will this change things? We'll see. There is still some time before the Poison Fog moves in too close. So it's really come down to, can Ares kill one of these characters? I really don't think so though. But we'll see. There's the first attack. There's the act again. Remember, there is cannot be healed applied onto Landius right now. There's a Grand Cross attack, AoE. Dispelling buffs. Let's see what buffs get dispelled. He still has his 2 guard range. But Rin can now do a follow-up attack. He's trying to heal, but there's no healing there. Did not remove the heal block. This means Landius can't get healed. Oh, that dispel not removing the heal block may be it. Because this Landius will die. Right? Rin attack. Ariane Rod attack. There's 2 strikes looking to land on this Landius. And also Yusuke's in serious trouble. With 2 burns, heal reversal, and he has Iris healing and so on. Yeah. Just like with the right debuffs from Reen, the ElwinLiana or the last game is in serious trouble. Roylee has this one turn left to break through and get to safety before he starts losing characters to poison. But there is very much the chance to break through. Keep in mind though, Landius did have a lot of debuffs. It wasn't just the heal prevention, there were also those 2 burn effects. So it's not like Iris's heal was guaranteed to remove the heal block, and it didn't. So, yeah, and you know what? I think you can definitely say Roylee. Look at that. Oh! Self-kill! Yusuke self-kill. This opens up the path for Roylee to move to safety. He cannot stop this movement now. And yeah, what was I gonna say? Actually, having Reen in this defensive class may very well have kept him alive. You know, remember how we talked earlier about Reen? Keeping Reen in this defensive class may very well have kept him alive. So yeah, it's over. Winner, Roylee, match number 2. The AoE debuffs of Reen actually won this match. So I myself completely underestimated Reen. That's an interesting choice. A second AoE instead of single target striking down this Landius. Going for more debuffs, I guess. So defense reduction, that was the only debuff that was applied, it looks like. Iris got... Did Iris get any? Cannot use passive skills. So more damage to Landius. Now what is Roylee going to do? Is Roylee going to assault with Ariane Rod, single target striking? Yes. Not enough damage to kill. But keep in mind, this Landius still has the heal block. But it hasn't died yet. Also, Iris has a heal block. So a second Ares Wind Whisper strike can take out this Iris. If this Ares gets enough time to do it. Interesting. So he chose to abandon trying to keep Landius alive, instead choosing to have Iris self-heal. Right? But it's the right choice, I think. If Landius ends his turn here, his heal block is going to get removed anyways. If I were... Now, interesting question is, can Reen, with an AoE attack, because he activated clocks, kill this Ares? Because he has to be worried about that. Okay, if Ares gets to reactivate Fearless Hurricane and Wind Whisper, right, that can once again change things up. So. Oh! Lando died! My. So maybe Reen's... Oh, wait, no. Reen's attack is just equal to Landius' defense, pretty much. Oh, wow. So, Ariane Rod charges in and launches out the AoE to kill Ares. And now Ariane Rod's single target strike finishes Landius. So, Victory Roylee. Yeah. Wow, that was a nice move by Arianrod. Holy crap. Just charging down, AoE kill, then single target strike kill, that 1000 defense, Landius. Yeah, I mean, Reen is about the AoEs, right? As I mentioned. So, yeah. What a comeback from Roylee. I mean, definitely dependent on debuffs, especially getting that heal reversal on Yusuke. That was pretty clutch. Okay. If he didn't get heal reversal on Yusuke, I think Roylee was screwed. I really do think Roylee was screwed if he didn't heal reversal Yusuke. But that did happen. Pretty clutch, I have to say. But I think that's why Roylee second picked Reen, right? So that was exciting. I really thought that the last game had it until we saw the Reen debuffs. Then suddenly everything changed. Yeah. Well, I bet on Roylee, so I want Roylee to win. From a personal perspective, I want Roylee to win. Oops, I just realized I had the volume down very low on the music. So let me just increase that a bit. Yeah, look up my summoning section. You'll see those videos. I have a summoning playlist. Definitely recorded them. Alright, so let's go over the pick band. So Landius. Last game brings in Yusuke second. So far Leonhard, Reen, and Licorice have all been banned. Ares and Juggler too. Roylee's doing all the right bans so far. Roylee playing Reen, second pick, a second time. So surprisingly, ElwinLiana is banning Juggler, Illustrial. This is not really a... I mean, this is a good map for Illustrial, but it's not one of her best ones. So an early Illustrial ban is debatable. And Deedlit, because he doesn't want his tank to get one-shotted. Hykin, since this coming season is a season of AoE debuff meta, you can kind of say yes, but inherently an AoE debuff meta is about hitting AoEs. So if you allow your opponent to get all the AoE characters and hit you with them, you kind of deserve to lose? I don't know. War Destroyer, I'm pretty sure I created a video already about the equipment too. Maybe even 2 videos about it. The update video for this update that had the equipment banner, I went over the equipment. Ooh, a third pick Zerida again. Roylee is playing pretty much the exact same team as before. Side note, he gave up Leonhard to bring in Hiei, but Hiei just got banned already. Oh, I think I know why he removed Licorice, by the way. His Licorice probably doesn't have enough enchants to survive the enemy Ares. So he got rid of Licorice because it can't survive the AoEs. I think that was the reason why he removed Licorice. Okay, so wow. A 4th pick Liana rather than the 4th pick Iris. Okay, fair. Roylee has a lot of good options here at this end point. Okay, Bozol and Rachel were banned. Arianrod can still be played once again, and I think that's what he's going to go for, Roylee. Yep. ElwinLiana got to play Yusuke followed by Arianrod. And then Bozol. This could be trouble. The Arianrod in particular. Once again, giving up on Deedlit because Deedlit can't do much to Cavalry Landius, but allowing the Arianrod through. We're going to see how this plays out. It could be trouble, it could not. This should be an interesting fight to watch once again. See, one of the things is by removing Leonhard like this, another questionable option in my opinion, right? Leonhard completely locks down Arianrod in a lot of ways, right? Because Leonhard can first AoE, then hit a single target. So Arianrod can't really charge forward without staying in the tank guard range. Because otherwise, Leonhard can AoE, remove the shield, then single target and kill Arianrod that way. But now that... yeah. But now that Arianrod has been allowed to be played, since Leonhard is not here, let's see what happens. Tickets are like gambling. If you bet on the right character, you get gold. And the odds are based on how many people put those tickets in to each player. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly pull out for a second. So, for example, the aid but thing is how many tickets people put into the character, into the players right now. So it means like, oh, it's not even showing the aid part. Here we go. So, yeah. So there's 15,600 tickets into Roylee, 3,637 tickets put onto the last game. Which means if the last game wins, the people here will probably get like 5 times the amount of gold in return. Whereas here, people would get barely any gold. So let's take a look. Alright. Zealots on Arianrod. Not an incorrect choice. Never is. Roylee actually has Exorcist built. Wow. So the defensive soldier option of Arianrod. Exorcist. Well, Roylee's account has like everything built, so whatever. So Lancer Landius running Royal Cavalry. Bozol running Crystal Warlocks here for more extra survivability. But the extra survivability doesn't really matter when Zerda can Bloodthirster up and get through the guard, right? But I think the other reason for the Crystal Warlocks should be because Sorceresses are going to get damaged by AoEs anyways. So if Sorceresses can't maintain full hit points, there's no point in running them. At least Crystal Warlocks, they also self-heal and do some damage reflection. 30% of damage received gets reflected. So there is some use for these Crystal Warlocks, at least more than Sorceresses. And once again, ElwinLiana has Iris in play. So this should be interesting. Another very interesting match. The big worry for Roylee has to be Arianrod. Okay? Because Arianrod can really rip up Landius. So we'll see. Breeze activation on Roylee's Arianrod. Here comes the forward teleportation right away. Wow. Just flat out going for it. Before Yusuke even has Psychic Eruption or anything. He's just running in with the Bozol to toss out the black hole. Or the sleep. And to be fair, I think ElwinLiana realizes if he gives Roylee time to properly set up, he's in trouble. So there is a method to the madness. Push in aggressively, hit Roylee before he's prepared to fight, and see how things go. I think the action here for Roylee may be to just retreat Liana. Get her out of range of the Bozal AoE. Assuming this, because I'm assuming Liana can get silenced. And if Liana gets silenced, Roylee's in trouble. Nope, he doesn't choose to do that. He moves Landius first. Let's see what happens here. Oh. And ElwinLiana doesn't charge Roylee forward, or doesn't charge Bozal forward. He moves Landius first. So not worrying about the black hole yet, I guess. Well, the other thing to mention is Liana, after all, when she moves, she does provide 2 dispels and healing, right? So even if she gets silenced, she can still provide various buffs. Oh. Interesting. Zerida activating Bloodthirster right away. So that means if Bozal hangs around, Bozal is dead. The ignore guard attack with 1210 attack versus 533 defense should kill Bozal, despite the 20% damage reduction. So, oh, Stormlance used as a mobility skill once again. And since Ariane Rod has been shifted forward, and this Ariane Rod activated the Breeze, it means she actually ended up getting a mobility buff. Kind of funny how that worked. If Ariane Rod did not activate, yeah, this is very funny, but if Ariane Rod did not activate Breeze there, this Ariane Rod would not have gotten that first buff, the Steel Maiden buff. And she would not have been able to move the 4 tiles to attack this Landius. So this Breeze activation actually was a detriment to Roylee. Funny how that works out. A detrimental strike rather than an advantageous. The Bloodthirster, 7 movement, right? 2, 4, 6, 7. So Bozal retreats. And faction buffs instead of launching into AoE. There is no one for Zerida to attack at this time. Yeah, I agree. This was a win for Roylee. Forcing this Bozal back, first of all, it means the Legerdanda Iris has a cooldown of 5, so it's out of play for quite some time. And since Bozal can't launch the AoE right now, it means Ariane Rod probably won't be able to kill Landius. I'm not sure about that one. Because after all, Ariane Rod will move in, single target strike damage, then act again, and probably either AoE or single target again. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, but forcing this Bozal back was a good thing. Both act again, act again has only a 2-turn cooldown. Zerida's Bloodthirster, after all, she can. It's not too hard for her to reactivate it and so on. So Zerida moves up, activates Obliterate. So this move is because this way Zerida can still Killing Blow. Zerida still has the ability to Killing Blow attack the enemy. Okay. Even though Bloodthirster is down. Now, she doesn't get the whole Bloodthirster bonuses like extra 30% increased damage or restore hit points after combat, but still, it's an available option. There's the AoE from Bozel. He's still pushing in with the attack anyways. Multiple debuffs on Landius. Cannot be healed on Zerida. Ooh, that's rough. The cannot be healed is rough. So yeah, right now, Roylee must be regretting that Breeze activation so hard right now. Because it allowed this Ariane Rod to actually get into melee range to attack this Landius. If there was no Breeze activation, this Ariane Rod would not have been able to attack. Five mobility is still fine. He can actually move, like, this is enough mobility for Zerida to get into melee range and attack this Bozel. Which is really the only option right now. Yep. Down it goes. And if I were Roylee right now, I'd probably move Zerida up rather than back. There's not many choices though. Right, he kind of has to stop Ariane Rod. But if he moved up, then Yusuke could have jumped in and killed with Dark Tincture. So there weren't very many good options with Zerida just now. So yeah, Ariane Rod has the ability to go in, single target strike Landius, then launch out an AoE, or do a second attack. So let's see what he'll do here. Also, Yusuke has 7 mobility. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The thing though is Yusuke's not ready. He doesn't have Psychic Eruption up. So Dark Tincture actually can't kill anyone at this time. But it does mean Yusuke can do a rapid follow-up strike. He can move far ahead. So the next turn, Yusuke will be able to support the battle. Oh! Dark Tincture on Rin. Oh, I missed that one. So that Bozel AoE, weakening Rin, now made Rin die. Still doesn't have still doesn't have Psychic Eruption up. But a kill is a kill. That one, this attack hurts a lot. So the question now is, how will Roylee respond here? Grand Cross. Act again. Huh. And Total Destruction Strike on Yusuke. Wow. Super tricky there. Pushing Yusuke into range to be killed. So, the other Ariane Rod, of course, single target strikes. And then we'll Grand Cross and kill Zerida and probably kill Landius for the first time. It would have... I don't think it would have killed this other Ariane Rod. I really don't think so. It would have been close, and it's too dangerous to say. So there's the Ariane Rod AoE. Taking down Landius for the first time. So Liana is now going to heal for sure on Landius. Back to full health. All debuffs dispelled or removed. So now Landius has the ability to finish off Yusuke. So it's 3v3. Oh, Dolly. Interesting. Healing up Yusuke a bit. And healing up Arianrod too. But I'm pretty certain Landius will still kill Yusuke. Oh, it doesn't! My. But Roylee acts first, so he does get the opportunity to kill it anyways. So no problems there. And Stormlance! Breaking the shield of Arianrod. So there's no physical shield on Arianrod now. But Arianrod gets healed to full. Wah, wah, wah. What should Roylee do? This is a critical turn. If Roylee moves Landius here to block this Landius from guarding Arianrod, there is an opportunity to maybe kill off this Arianrod. Maybe. Right? With his own. But he moves south in peace of mind. I think that might be the move that screws him. Oh wait, no. He had to do that. Because otherwise he gets... No. Let's see what happens. Oh, no. Never mind. Arianrod has not acted yet. Yeah. So even if he blocked this tile, Arianrod could have moved into the guard range of Landius. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was not a wrong move. Interesting. Gospeling at range instead of healing. And Landius gets hit by Arianrod. Yeah, two Lancer characters fighting against this Landius is trouble for Roylee. The swap to the Cavalry Landius is hurting now that he allowed Arianrod to be played. Oh my, I think Roylee is going to lose this. I was hoping Roylee could come back, but I think the double Lancer is just too much. Especially when Ares got killed early on, right? If Ares was still around for his AoEs, things would be different. Looking very bad. Oh. He managed to trigger a Bloodline Magic Armor to survive there. So that kept Landius alive. For another turn. But even if Landius runs, he can't escape from this Ariane Rod that now has 6 movement. No, I think this is very much over. There's just almost no way for this Landius to fight 2 Lancers. The critical move was when Rin died. When Rin died to the Yusuke, that was where Roylee got screwed. And of course, for that to happen, Yusuke had to activate that mobility buff, right? If Yusuke didn't get that mobility buff to charge that far, Roylee would have been fine. So... interesting. Landius should be dead here though, right? Because I believe Ariane Rod can act twice. So there's the single target strike. There's the act again. And there's Anglia Hammer. Oh, what do you know? Landius actually lived through that. Well, part of it was... I wonder why he didn't do a second single target strike there. Yeah, like, why didn't he do a second single target strike there just now? Why did he switch to Anglia Hammer? I don't understand. Oh wow, look at that. Total destruction knocked Ariane Rod out of guard range. Which means this Ariane Rod might be able to kill that Ariane Rod. And then force the battle into Ariane Rod and Liana against Landius and Iris. Oh man. And if Iris tries to heal Ariane Rod, that's offering Iris to be killed. Oh my god. That Bloodline Magic Armor activation keeping Landius alive, and that Ariane Rod not doing 2 single target strikes on this Landius to possibly kill it, might let Roylee come back? Oh right, poison will fill this tile. So yeah, Ariane Rod can't... this Ariane Rod can't get attacked. You're right. Yep, so this Ariane Rod cannot be attacked. Oh, too bad. That potential comeback move, because Ariane Rod got knocked 1 tile too far. That's unfortunate. But Landius is healthy again. And this Ariane Rod has to wait a few turns before it can trigger act again. And also, it may be very difficult for the last game to position properly. Let's see. Mistakes in positioning may lose matches at this point. Yeah, Roylee's out of backup time. ElwinLiana still has 90 seconds. Ariana has 8 mobility. This is insane how far she can move. Protect Liana. Yep. Ariana will probably move into here and maybe attack, is what I assume. Or here, yeah. Play it safe. Don't attack the full hit point Royal Cavalry. I felt it was possible though, but there's the attack. There's the act again. And the Storm lands. Continuing to throw damage as best as he can. Dolly to heal up. Uh-oh. Liana is in trouble in terms of escaping! Grand Cross. Tossing out the AoEs like crazy. Liana can move over here and be safe. And there shouldn't be a way for the last game to block that tile. So Liana can still survive. Although Liana moving here means she cannot guard anyone and so on. Alright, Stormlance. Act again. So where will Arianrod go? What will she do? Grand Cross? Single target strike? Grand Cross. Oh no! Arianrod's nearly dead. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. And if Liana moves there, if Landius attacks Arianrod, that probably kills her. Yep. Down goes Arianrod, and that's game. And there, oh wow. And there we go. The last game wins. Like 2 billion gold has disappeared from people's accounts. Due to Roylee losing, right? If we look at the number of 8 tickets, so that's 15,608 multiplied by 150,000 means 2,341,200,000 gold has disappeared. Whoever has bet on the last game has made a killing. this was exciting. This was honestly a good match. Okay. Once again, the last game got some very good buffs from his Tenyo's headdress and so on, but he played on the assumption that he was going to get mobility buffs, and it worked. I will say I don't understand why Roylee didn't ban Ariane Rod early. Using a Lancer Landius, he really should have gotten rid of Ariane Rod, like as a top priority. Okay, you can't afford to face Ariane Rod with a Lancer Landius when you have a Cavalry Landius. So that was a big mistake in the pick ban on his part. But at the same time, you know what? He's never used a Cavalry Landius, right? This is his first time. Before that, he was always using Lancer Landius. From I think Season 1, Roylee was using a Lancer Landius. So you can't blame him for making that mistake at all, at the end of the day. But this was an exciting match, I have to say. Very well worth watching. This was, enjoyable to watch. Despite RNG playing an aspect, you know what? Roylee won match 2 by RNG, right? Reen's heal reversals and so on. The last game won match 3 by activating Breeze on Yusuke. That allowed Reen to get killed early on. So, and then game 1 was just the last game coming in with a clear strategy with that assault right from the start. So kudos to ElwinLiana for winning on the account the last game. Alright, so there we go. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this battle. I certainly did. I mean, I really did not expect the last game to win. That I would have never predicted that. But yeah. So Roylee gets kicked out of the #1 spot. ElwinLiana! The account name has just changed. It is now ElwinLiana. So, well done. I really have to say, I lost a lot of gold to this, but I don't really mind. This was a good match, well worth watching. And yeah, so that's it for today. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this, and Nitro out.